The moment the human wills were released, both sides, Gu immortals, seemed to hear whispers of countless people. You must grow up healthily, my children. Lovers being able to be married is truly a great thing. May peace last for generations and generations. I'd rather be a dog living in peace than a person living in chaotic times. Kill these lawless people. Place judgment upon these atrocious evildoers. The righteous path will definitely be victorious. I believe that fairness and justice might come late sometimes, but they will never be absent. You must win, Heavenly Court. I can't do anything, but I can pray for you. The morale of Heavenly Court's Gu immortals soared, but soon doubts surfaced on their faces. Their enemies similarly received amplifications. Moreover, it seemed like the three regions' Gu immortals received a slightly stronger amplification than them. Kill those righteous path hypocrites. Destroy Heavenly Court. It sits in an ivory tower. Who knows how many generations of Central Continent's people it has exploited. Although I respect Heavenly Court's spirit, I will never be able to achieve it. I am a Central Continent Gu immortal. I admit my selfishness. I am only an ordinary Gu cultivator. However, Central Continent's resources are plundered and occupied by the 10 great ancient sects and Heavenly Court. Join Heavenly Court? That is too difficult. They even want me to offer my immortal aperture. How can I be willing to do that? Bring down Heavenly Court. The more losses Heavenly Court suffers, the less the pressure on our 4 regions when the 5 regions merge. Heavenly Court has occupied the throne of the #1 force for far too long. If it is overthrown, this will be interesting. Both sides fought once again. Heavenly Court's Gu immortals were astonished to discover that heroes among people's effect on the enemies was indeed stronger than themselves. Why? Heroes among people is clearly our Heavenly Court's method. Why was heroes among people helping the enemies more? The Heavenly Court Gu immortals were bewildered as they began to fall into a disadvantage. Wu Yong led his alliance once again. He was the first to charge out of clear jade dripping wind tiny bamboo building and began to valiantly pave a way through battle. At this moment, he fully displayed the prestige and courage of Southern Border's Wu clan. His face was solemn and his eyes flickered with cold lights. The determination to destroy Fate Gu had always been so intense and overwhelming. In the past, he stood in front of his mother, Wu Du-shu's coffin, mourning in silence. While he felt pain, he found there was a feeling of release and delight in the depths of his heart. Does this mean I'm not filial? Wu Yong questioned himself and slowly understood his true feelings. No, it is not so. I am full of filial piety and respect towards my mother, but she was truly too strong. I could only choose to curl up and hide under her shadow. Now that she is gone, I finally have space to stretch myself. Returning to the present, Wu Yong's determination was firm and his gaze was cold. He revealed the heated emotions inside his heart. Therefore, be destroyed, Fate Gu. I will mourn for you, just like I mourned for my mother. Only with you gone can I, Wu Yong, have the freedom to chase after my ambition. On the other side, Calamity Luck Altar suppressed Demon Judgment Board. Bing Sai Chuan had never felt such power. Blood flowed wildly inside his body. You still don't realize it, Qin Ding Ling. Despite the fact that you were the person sleeping beside Lord Giant Sun. Fate is fixed, while luck is a variable. Why do you think Lord Giant Sun created Luck Path? Why could he create Luck Path? From a certain perspective, this is the wish of countless beings for Luck Path to appear. When your life is fixed, when every encounter you have is already determined, is there still any meaning in living? What difference is this from puppets or mindless zombies? This is not my speculation. Lord Giant Sun said this to me personally, and I inherited his will. After 300,000 years, I am still staking my life to fight. I am an old man who is willing to fight for such an aspiration. Immortal killer move. Grand collision. Ch1958 actually took the initiative to attack Feng Jiuge. Under Ch1958's attacks, Feng Jiuge had to retreat constantly, but he kept on maintaining Destiny Song, prioritizing on supporting his allies. Ch1958 roared, "Feng Jiuge, we are both Sound Path Gu immortals. Even if you can't see it, can't you hear it? Listen, these are the innermost voices of almost all the world's people. They don't want to be shackled anymore. They thirst for freedom, even if this freedom is beyond impractical. Sometimes people are like lunatics. They have foolish thoughts. I will be honest with you. Ch1958 actually cried tears of deep emotions. I have never felt such feelings. It is as if there are countless people standing behind me, cheering and encouraging me. Perhaps this is how Heavenly Court's Gu immortals felt when they fought for humanity back then. It was really the right decision for me to come to this battlefield." Bam, 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 bam. Close combat continued. Moves after moves were exchanged as Fang Yuan and Duke Long fought head-on. After the stalemate lasted for a while, Duke Long began to fall into a disadvantaged position. Despite Duke Long gritting his teeth and wanting to endure, it was to no avail. Right now, he started to feel a sense of weakness and helplessness, despite his overwhelming determination. Among all the people present, heroes among people's amplification, Fang Yuan was actually the strongest. Why? Why? You are clearly a demon who brings disaster to the world. You are an atrocious demon who commits countless sins. Why would you receive the greatest help from the human wills? Duke Long roared in shock and fury. Do you still not understand it, Duke Long? The current era is no longer the same. The hearts of the people have already changed. In the olden antiquity era, humanity sought for survival space. Thus, the three demon venerables held back when they invaded Heavenly Court. And now, it has already been over 1,000,000 years since the olden antiquity era has ended. Your Heavenly Court is unable to represent the will of all the humans in the world by now. Fang Yuan's words were very vicious. They seemed to be sharper than dragon fangs as they pierced into Duke Long's inner heart. Fang Yuan used more than just his fists. Every joint of his body turned into weapons as he attacked Duke Long. Chi Breath Mountain was destroyed by him. Spiraling dragon fangs were broken. Duke Long's dragon claw strike and chaotic dragon fist were suppressed again and again by Fang Yuan. Bam, 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 bam. Fang Yuan's every attack produced sonic booms. The blood cape let out a dark red radiance that covered Fang Yuan's whole body, empowering his strength in all aspects to a terrifying degree. Duke Long's fingers were snapped by Fang Yuan. His fist fractured as he struck Fang Yuan's fist directly. The 9 dragon tattoos were howling in misery. They were already destroyed to a huge degree by Fang Yuan. The male was called Tu Ji. The female was Ruo Li. Tu Ji was a rock man and Ruo Li was a human immortal. I cultivate rule path. I have to believe in the rules of this world. All things have their own ordained path, of which is fate. I believe I was able to meet you because I followed my fate. Falling in love with you is the kindness of fate towards me, Tu Ji replied. Ruo Li said, what if I told you fate decreed that I would die at reckless savage demon venerable's hands? What? Tu Ji was shocked. Ruo Li, how many times have you checked this prophecy? Ruo Li gave a bitter smile. Only once is enough. But I checked it many times indeed. Every result was the same. Do you know why a wisdom path, Gu Immortal's prophecy, is so accurate? That is because fate is always fixed. I will die at reckless savage's hands. That is my fate. Tu Ji was silent for a long while before he said with an almost decisive tone, then I do not believe in fate. On what basis must she die at reckless savage demon Venerable's hands? On what basis must my lover not live a happy life? If this is fate's arrangement, then I won't accept it. Duke Long was beaten back again and again by Fang Yuan. First, blood flowed out of his mouth, then all of his 7 orifices started bleeding. This was because Fang Yuan's punches had landed on his body and caused internal bleeding of his organs. Great, this feels really refreshing. Reckless Savage's Will shouted from inside the cape, waving his hands in excitement. Kid, although you look ugly, your style resembles me. I have to say, my opinion of you has changed. But I wonder why I feel that there is something lacking. Reckless Savage's Will thought for a while before clapping. I know. You should roar in excitement, shout happily. This is the excitement of a man during battles. However, Fang Yuan's face was cold as ice. His eyes were dark as the abyss, with no trace of needless emotions. As far as he was concerned, he was using this style of fighting to maximize the advantage of incomplete freedom transformation. There was nothing else to it. With the powerful strength of the 3 monsters, Duke Long was already in a huge disadvantage when fighting him in close combat. But Fang Yuan maintained the attitude of attacking Heaven Overseeing Tower, which forced Duke Long to fight him in close combat. Duke Long's situation became increasingly grim. He was clearly defending more and attacking less. He howled, he roared, but he was still forced back over and over again by Fang Yuan. In southern border, there was a Gu immortal called Tao Zhu. He is Tao Zhu. Is he stupid? In order to research the pointless secret of the 5 regions, he gave up on that marriage. He is a lunatic. I've often seen him heading to the regional walls for his research. He often ends up injured and in a sorry state. He sacrificed almost everything to research the 5 regions' regional walls. He endured countless people's ridicule and even had to resist the secret oppression of many people. The most fatal blow to him was the biggest joke that fate played on him. Not long in the future, the 5 regions' regional walls would disappear completely. Even if Tao Zhu's research made progress, it seemed to lose its meaning. But so what? If this is fate, and I, Tao Zhu, am unable to resist or change it, so what? I will still continue researching. Even if I fail in the end and obtain nothing, even if my life becomes a complete failure, I will never resign myself to fate. Even if I understand there is a wall called fate in front of me, I will charge into it. Even if I die from the collision, I will die with a smile and my head held high. However, Fang Yuan's face was cold as ice. His eyes were dark as the abyss, with no trace of needless emotions. As far as he was concerned, he was using this style of fighting to maximize the advantage of incomplete freedom transformation. There was nothing else to it. With the powerful strength of the 3 monsters, Duke Long was already in a huge disadvantage when fighting him in close combat. But Fang Yuan maintained the attitude of attacking Heaven Overseeing Tower, which forced Duke Long to fight him in close combat. Duke Long's situation became increasingly grim. He was clearly defending more and attacking less. He howled, he roared, but he was still forced back over and over again by Fang Yuan. In southern border, there was a Gu immortal called Tao Zhu. He is Tao Zhu? Is he stupid? In order to research the pointless secret of the 5 regions, he gave up on that marriage. He is a lunatic. I've often seen him heading to the regional walls for his research. He often ends up injured and in a sorry state. He sacrificed almost everything to research the 5 regions' regional walls. He endured countless people's ridicule and even had to resist the secret oppression of many people. The most fatal blow to him was the biggest joke that fate played on him. Not long in the future, the 5 regions' regional walls would disappear completely. Even if Tao Zhu's research made progress, it seemed to lose its meaning. But so what? If this is fate, and I, Tao Zhu, am unable to resist or change it, so what? I will still continue researching. Even if I fail in the end and obtain nothing, even if my life becomes a complete failure, I will never resign myself to fate. Even if I understand there is a wall called fate in front of me, I will charge into it. Even if I die from the collision, I will die with a smile and my head held high.
On what basis must I accept my fate? Who gives a crap? That is what I want to do. This is how I want to live.